So what's the Grape Explorer talking about today? Well, if anybody knows me, I'm always interested in what I call hidden gems. And I'm always looking for areas that I think are unique and also give you good value for your money and something that has a little bit of a story. So we got a wine here today, the region that we want to bring up. It's called Gaillac. And if you look on our map here, you can see Gaillac is right here. This is considered southwest, or in French they said sud-ouest region of France. And Gaillac is a very, very interesting area. And now I'm going to bring out my my history degree that I graduated from Florida International University. And of course, I love history, especially European history. So these are things that kind of interest me, but I want to at least give people the opportunity to learn a little bit. So Gaillac is, as they were doing a lot of research, come to find out the second oldest region in all of France. Well, what does that mean, second oldest region? Well, this was actually a Roman outpost at the time, because the Romans were very interesting in the way that they would do planting vineyards and looking for sites and everything like that. So if you look back on this map here, this is called the Tarn. So the Tarn River is going right through this area, and then you've got Toulouse, which is right now, that's the largest city that's in this area of France right here. So you're very quite close to Toulouse. But Gaillac is interesting because the Romans were using this area because they thought the soil composition was very interesting. It's also a limestone escarpment. What does that mean, limestone escarpment? Well, that means the soil really can only grow grapes. You can't really do much in limestone because the soil is so hard that grapes seem to flourish in this kind of a soil. So this is a property that we're friends with. It's called Château Larroque. And I want to zoom in a little bit and show you. We have a white and a red. The white is actually 80% mauzac. This is a grape that really only grows in this Gaillac region. And some people say, geez, what is this wine like? I've had comparisons to this wine with Sancerre, so it's quite close to Sauvignon. Again, Sauvignon seems to do well in limestone soils. But because of that area, you don't see too much Sauvignon. So what they also plant there is Muscadel. Muscadel is another grape that grows in Bordeaux. So this is 80% mauzac, 20% Muscadel. But what they do here, which is very quite unique, they put a little bit of what they call pearl, which means a little bit of the natural bubbles that occur in this wine. And what that does is it keeps freshness in the wine. It makes the wine stable over a period of time. They do this in Vinho Verde, also in Portugal. But when you taste this wine, it's very, very delicious and unique. I get a lot of citrus tones. You get a lot of that bright acidity that you do find in Sancerre, or you do find in white Bordeaux. Absolutely delicious. Why am I interested in this area? Because there's not many people bringing wines in, especially in the Metro New York area. And when you go to the red, which is really interesting, again, limestone escarpment. The grape that's in this particular red is servadou. And servadou is the grape that actually, again, comes from this Gaillac area here. They blend in a little bit of Syrah and a little bit of merlot. But what happened back in the day when a bad vintage would happen in Bordeaux, and it would be, the wines would lack a lot of weight, they would actually take the grapes from Gaillac and they would put them into Bordeaux to boost up the alcohol levels a little bit, because obviously down here, you're going to get a lot more temperature variations than you get in Bordeaux. So they took the reds and they would blend it in here to make a little better wine, especially if you had a rainy, seasonal vintage that wouldn't make very good Bordeaux. You can't do that today because that's against the Appellation rules. So what we really wanted to highlight, though, is this particular producer, because these wines retail for about $15 a bottle. You know what that is? That's called a value. And that's why we highlight these kind of wines, because we want people to understand you don't have to spend a lot of money to get, expensive wines today can range $50 to $100. $15 a bottle for these wines is an exceptional value. Again, this is the Grape Explorer, talking about grapes and talking about wine.